Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc, and on this channel we dive deep into the intriguing world of narcissism. I'll often use public figures as examples to illustrate how these behaviors can manifest in real life. If this sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe, and I should mention, everything I say is in my opinion, and any theories or hypotheticals that I come up with, these are all allegedly. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. So in addition to studying narcissistic traits, I'm a really big true crime fan. My favorite TV show is Dateline. My favorite journalist is Keith Morrison. I absolutely adore that man. And if you know, you know. So I was watching the season premiere of Dateline 2 weeks ago, I want to say it was, and within the first 20 minutes, they do a television interview of someone, and I immediately knew that this person did it. And I should say, spoiler alert. So if you have not watched that episode and you don't want a spoiler alert, please stop watching now. So what I'm going to do now is go talk a little bit about the victim herself, and then I will show you the clip, and then we'll go into the current state of that trial. If this is interesting to you, because it's a little bit different than what I usually do, please leave a note in the comments. The goal of this channel is to recognize narcissistic traits and behaviors, and for me, facial expressions mean a lot. And it's because in my own childhood, I grew up around 3 women that were narcissists, and one of them was a malignant narcissist. And it's not like these women were distant women. These were women very active in my life, and they caused a lot of pain in my life. With these narcissists, the words never matched the actions. So I learned to really study body language in order to know if I'm safe or not. And I think that's why I'm so able to quickly recognize facial expressions or body language that seem off. All right, so let's get into it. So this case is about college art student Katelyn Markham. She was 21 years old, and she suddenly vanished in the summer of 2011. Her father, Dave Markham, actually had adopted her, but he loved that girl so much. I mean, the pain on his face after enduring this was really hard to watch. I should mention that I'm also adopted, and my dad loved me. Of course my dad would love me, you know what I mean? But sometimes you hear horror stories about adoptions, and I was lucky to have a father that loved me, and Katelyn Markham was also lucky to have an adopted father that loved her. I just can empathize with her father because I know that my father would have been in a similar situation had something happened to me. So gifted college art student Katelyn Markham mysteriously disappeared in August of 2011 from her home in Fairfield, Ohio, but it would take years for her determined family to get answers. Katelyn's younger sister, Allie, was just starting high school when her sister vanished without a trace. My dad called me and asked if I had talked to Katelyn or knew where she was. Allie recalled to Dateline of the terrifying moment as seen in a preview of the episode. Their father, Dave Markham, wasn't sure what could have happened to his 21-year-old daughter. I didn't know what to think, but it did not feel right, he said. Her disappearance soon made national headlines. Katelyn's family and her fiance, identified by Cincinnati, Ohio TV station WLWT as John Carter, pleaded with the public for her safe return. Katelyn is the love of my life, Carter told the press after Katelyn's disappearance. We've been engaged for a year. But as the search continued with no answers, Dave began to feel helpless. I hoped that she was still alive. I didn't really feel that way, he told Dateline. Okay, everyone, so that's all I'm going to read of that article that talks a little bit about Katelyn and her family. And the next thing I'm going to do is show you that video of the interview that I was like suspicious. So if you don't want to know the conclusion to what happens in that Dateline episode, if you haven't stopped watching already, now is the time to stop.
Katelyn is the love of my life. I've been with her for 6 years. We've been engaged for a year. Today would be exactly a year. Katelyn is the love of my life. I've been with her for 6 years. We've been engaged for a year. Today would be exactly a year.
I saw that and I knew that guy did it. I knew it. The smile, he is trying so hard to fight a smile back. And I zoomed in and I slowed down at key parts. I'm wondering, do you see it too? If you do, please drop a comment. I think one way to really test it is to mute your device when you're watching someone talking and see if the facial expressions match the words that they're saying. Because I think if you watch the muted version, you wouldn't think that he is talking about a missing fiance, because he's hiding smiles multiple times. He's forcing back smiles. And there's even one part where he puts his head down and he is smiling. He is completely smiling. What I want to do next is define Dupers Delight, and then we'll get into updates about the current status of this case. Dupers Delight refers to the positive emotional rush or feeling of pleasure a person experiences when they believe they have successfully deceived someone. It's often described as a thrill or excitement derived from the act of deception itself. Unlike the guilt one might typically feel after lying, Dupers Delight is a positive emotional experience. And you can see that, and the reason I bring this up, and I've talked about it multiple times, is because Megan displays Dupers Delight all the time, and I feel like it's kind of quick to spot when there's a subject matter that's incredibly serious or sad, and the person has a smile on their face. It just doesn't add up. The body language doesn't fit the conversation. So where is John Carter now? So this article is from Court TV. Ohio man pleads guilty in fiance's cold case. So I'm not going to read a whole lot of it. You all can pause to read it. But he was accused and he pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter. It was a plea deal and he was only sentenced to 3 years. He remains incarcerated and will be out of prison in July 2027. That's such a bummer to hear. I feel like it's such a short sentence. If you're interested in this trial, it was the very first episode of the newest season of Dateline. If you found this content interesting, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, leave any comments. I'd love to hear feedback on whether you like this video, whether you like the topic, and how you feel about the outcome of this trial. So I cannot wait to talk to you guys again soon. Bye.